to even be here. I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil and his entire demonic family in this courtroom. It's very heavy to where I can't even talk.
The first clue wasn't found inside a house. It was found on a Milwaukee beach. Someone walking along the Lake Michigan shoreline came across part of a human leg. Around the same time, firefighters were dealing with a burned-out Honda Civic in an alley. At first, those two discoveries didn't appear connected, but there was a 19-year-old woman who had disappeared the night before. Her name was Sade Carleena Robinson, and the last person investigators could place with her was 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson. So how did a first date end with a burned car, scattered remains, and a murder case that would eventually send a man to prison for life? Let's get into it. Before that night, Sade was a 19-year-old college student already building her future. She was born in Mississippi and moved to Milwaukee as a toddler, spending parts of her childhood between Milwaukee and Florida. She played soccer, joined Girl Scouts and Junior ROTC, and dreamed of serving in the Air Force. She graduated high school early, enrolled at Milwaukee Area Technical College to study criminal justice, moved into her own apartment, and worked 2 jobs. She had been working at Pizza Shuttle since she was 15 and later started at the Wisconsin Club, where her younger sister also worked. People described her as outgoing, hardworking, and caring. She had even taken a solo trip to Jamaica earlier that year. At 19, she was paying her own rent, going to college, working 2 jobs, and was only months away from finishing her associate degree. Then she met Maxwell Anderson. Anderson was 33, 14 years older than Sade, and had worked in Milwaukee's bar and restaurant scene. They met through mutual connections, exchanged numbers, and decided to go on a date. Sade was excited enough to tell someone at her apartment building about it. On April 1st, she worked, stayed in contact with her family, and later texted Anderson about their plans. The location changed a couple of times before they settled on the Twisted Fisherman, where Anderson wanted to pick up an old W-2. Sade arrived around 5:20 p.m. They ate, drank, and talked. Witnesses described the interaction as casual. Later, they went to Duke's on Water before leaving together. Sade drove her Honda Civic while Anderson sat beside her. That was the last confirmed public sighting of Sade alive. Investigators later traced the car toward Anderson's home near 39th Street and Oklahoma Avenue, where they arrived around 9:20 that night. What happened inside remained the center of the investigation. Digital evidence later showed activity on Anderson's phone, including photos taken during the late-night hours. Some were later deleted. But Sade's family didn't know any of this. The next morning, she didn't show up for work. Her manager and friends couldn't reach her, and eventually someone reported her missing. Then firefighters were called to an alley where a Honda Civic was burning. It turned out to be Sade's car. Hours later, someone walking near Warnemont Park found part of a human body. Investigators began connecting the discoveries. Sade's family had access to Life 360, and the location history showed her phone traveling toward Anderson's neighborhood before eventually reaching the area near Warnemont Park. The phone's battery died in the early morning. Investigators examined her phone records and found her final communications pointed toward Anderson. Surveillance footage from the businesses where they spent the evening confirmed they had been together. 3 days after Sade disappeared, police stopped Anderson near his home and arrested him. A search of his house found blood inside, including on bedding and near the basement. Investigators also found other evidence that would later become important at trial. Meanwhile, the search for Sade continued. Additional remains were found in Milwaukee and along the Lake Michigan shoreline, with others eventually recovered in Waukegan, Illinois. DNA testing connected recovered remains to Sade, but not all of her was found. Her head and neck were never recovered. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide, but could not determine the exact cause because of the condition of the remains. Sade's family joined the search, refusing to stop until they had brought home whatever they could. Anderson was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson, with a hiding a corpse charge later added. He pleaded not guilty, and his bond was set at $5 million.
The jury here today seeing some images from the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office that are just too gruesome to show on television. But late this afternoon, those same jurors also got to see how Robinson spent some of her final hours. The prosecution Monday walking the jury through the final night of Sade Robinson's life, entering the Twisted Fisherman on April 1st, 2024 for a first date, meeting up with Maxwell Anderson. The two seen drinking and eating at the bar before leaving. And heading to Duke's on Water for more drinks before going to Anderson's home on Milwaukee's south side. The jury already knows the very next day, Robinson's severed leg is discovered on the shores of Lake Michigan in Cudahy's Warnemont Park. Her car found set on fire near 30th and Lisbon, and Anderson spotted on nearby bus security cameras. All of that leading up to his arrest on April 4th. The jury learning Monday undercover investigators pulled him over near his home for expired registration. The detective recalling Anderson physically shaking at the time.
I asked Mr. Anderson to shut off his vehicle, to which he complied. I then asked Mr. Anderson to step out of the vehicle, to which again he complied. I immediately grabbed onto Mr. Anderson and I took him into custody by placing him into handcuffs. Any weapons on him, sir?
No. What's going on?
The defense.
What we saw in your body cam is Mr. Anderson cooperating with law enforcement. Correct.
Pointing out Anderson's compliance as he made his way to jail, where he's remained ever since.
Once you made contact with him, he was answering your questions, correct?
Correct.
And he didn't try to run away on foot, correct?
Correct.
He didn't resist arrest, right?
Correct.
Now, Hannah, you mentioned an assistant medical examiner testified today. What came of that testimony?
Well, Deanna, she was able to determine that Robinson's death was a homicide, but due to the fact that they were only able to examine different body parts of hers, and some of those parts were submerged in water for a time, others decomposing, they were not able to determine how Robinson died.
And still, nonetheless, those details gruesome and very disturbing as well. Hannah Hilliard reporting live in Milwaukee.
The prosecution's case would eventually rest on a trail of evidence rather than one single piece. Phone data, surveillance footage, vehicle movements, evidence from Anderson's home, the burned car, recovered remains, and digital activity all helped prosecutors reconstruct the night. At trial, jurors heard that Anderson's phone camera had activated several times and that images were later deleted. Prosecutors argued the timing supported their timeline, while the defense pointed out that the evidence could not answer every question about what was happening in those images. The defense also emphasized that no murder weapon had been recovered and the exact cause of death remained unknown. Prosecutors responded by showing the jury how the different pieces fit together. They reconstructed Anderson's movements after midnight using phone records, surveillance cameras, gas station footage, transit records, and license plate readers. Investigators also testified about evidence found inside Anderson's home, including blood and tools in the basement area. Authorities said they reviewed whether Anderson could have been connected to other victims but did not find evidence establishing another victim. The trial began in May 2025. More than 60 witnesses testified and hundreds of pieces of evidence were presented. After hearing the evidence, the jury found Anderson guilty on June 6, 2025. He was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, arson, and hiding a corpse. At sentencing, the hiding a corpse conviction was dismissed under Wisconsin law, but the homicide conviction remained. Anderson continued to deny killing Sade and said he planned to appeal. Sade's sister Adriana spoke about losing the person she looked up to. Her mother, Sheena Scarborough, delivered an emotional statement and asked for the maximum punishment. She also asked for one thing the court could not provide: information about where the rest of her daughter was.
First off, Your Honor, I would like to start off with, my name is Sheena Scarborough, Sheena Scarbough.
Thank you. Would somebody move that Elmo to the side, please? Ms. Scarborough, what would you like to say?
I am the mother of Sade. It's I've raised my daughters. We are light worker people. We are very angelic individuals. For us to even be here, I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil and his entire demonic family in this courtroom. It's very heavy to where I can't even talk. But Your Honor, I am asking that everyone in this courtroom be protected through the white light by this devil that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what we all had to endure, which was it was freaking torture to even have to be dragged through what we were dragged through. This demon and his whole ass attorney, they knew exactly what he did and what he was responsible for. They took us through extreme agony and pain. We are already dealing with so much trauma. There's no such thing as justice with what you did to my daughter and what you have done to my family. I have bust my ass for over 20 years to raise the best possible angelic light worker kids that do nothing but good. My daughter had to cross your demonic path. You plotted and planned to kill, dismember, then you disrespectfully spread my daughter across the Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? My daughter was everything. She was everything to all of us. As my baby explained, she had a different impact in each and every one of our lives. There's so many strangers and individuals in the community that I have engaged and met that she has touched and impacted. This has affected the world, the community in such extreme ways. There's no way in hell we should have even ever went through this freaking trial that you drug us through. You knew you were guilty. You're negligent, mammy and pappy. Them demons, I'll deal with them later. But I want you to know that you can no longer hurt my baby. She's in heaven. She's protected. We roll deep. My ancestors roll deep. When you touch my daughter, you fuck with the wrong family. We ain't no pussy bitches, and you should have never touched my daughter. My daughter helped everyone. She fed homeless, she worked 2 jobs, everything Adriana said. The community knows who my daughter was. Everybody knows who my daughter was. How dare y'all even pull that whole shit about that meth? You will not drag my daughter's name down, trying to plot and set up stuff. You gonna carry my daughter's name the correct way in her legacy. You and your family will be held fully responsible for the rest of your life. You will be eternally haunted by myself, my ancestors. I know you cannot sleep at night. They have already been at you. You will never get peace. You will never sleep. You no longer can harm and hurt my innocent baby. You took advantage of her. You manipulated her in the worst possible way. You're a coward. My daughter is a hero. My daughter is a hero. She has saved so many other women from this demonic serial killer that there's no telling how many more people that he has killed. If you had any type of decency, but you are a devil, if you had any type of core piece of anything left in your demonic soul, or if your parents, your devil parents, had any type of respect, I don't even know how they could sleep at night, knowing what type of demon son they raised, and then tried to cover it up. Y'all tried to flip that house. Y'all done did so much whole shit, it don't make no damn sense. All y'all karma is gonna be a bitch. And I'm getting each and every one of you eternally. I'm getting the whole entire family tree. Know that. Your sister, all them, each member of your family tree will be eternally hunted by my ancestors. We're light workers. I don't even have to touch you. The spiritual realm already been at you. I can see it in your eyes. You can't even sleep at night, you hoe ass. Judge, I did want to thank you and the entire community, the officers, the team, Ian, Donner, this whole entire community and team has stood 10 toes behind us. This has been extremely traumatic. This is not even my character. I don't move like this. I've been advocating and helping others my entire life. I come from a mental health background. This was not supposed to happen. This was not a part of our plan. Me and my daughters had goals. They are both very academically gifted and talented. They are overachievers. For this to happen, and we have busted and worked our behinds off in life, and then to have all of this noise about the millionaire murderer's son comes and takes my daughter. I don't give a freak about what your color status or how much money you got. You ducked with the wrong family. Because I don't play. You thought you was going to get away. But I'm going to respectfully request that you confess where the rest of my daughter's crown is, if you have any respect left for me and her father and her sister and the rest of my family in this community. You've already done the worst. You can at least give us that much. You have messed the entire community up. People can't even take walks and go to the park, and everybody's in trauma. This was not your first time doing this. And all your dark is going to come to the light. If you or your devil parents had any type of decency of respect as humans with morals, there's nothing else there's no excuse for what you did to us, what you did to my daughter. My daughter is now protected. You can't hurt her. You can't take advantage of her. But know that you messed with the wrong one. You weren't getting away with this one. And you will be dealt with eternally, like I stated. But your honor, Judge, I'm asking that this demon be respectfully returned back to hell as soon as possible. That's what I'm requesting through the court. Please return him back to hell as soon as possible. No possibility of life without parole, the maximum. And this devil should not be given any more special millionaire privileges being held in certain populations. He needs to be, not he, but that devil needs to be placed in the population with the rest of the demons that harm and hurt individuals, the murderers, the serial killers, the felons. You are not on no special privileges. Your money is not gonna protect you. It's a done deal. Sade's justice is just now beginning, and you and all of your family will eternally pay for what you did to us.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough.
On August 1st, 2025, Judge Laura Crivello sentenced Anderson to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But the verdict could never give Sade's family back what they lost. Sade was 19. She was a daughter, sister, student, coworker, and young woman building a future. She had plans, ambitions, and people who loved her. She went on a first date expecting to come home. She never did. Her family later established the Sade's Voice Foundation to support families affected by missing and murdered Black women and girls. And while the case ended with a conviction, one painful question remains. Sade's head has never been found. Her family can have justice in a courtroom, but they still cannot bring every part of their daughter home. If you're enjoying these stories and want more cases told with the facts, the evidence, and the human side behind them, make sure you subscribe to Fable of Crime. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story, because the next case might be one you've never heard before.